Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I've been waiting for almost 2 days to speak to you guys, so I'm actually excited to be here. I am going to spend the next hour and a half talking to you how to thoroughly enhance your practice online using some really tools that most people aren't aware of. So on that note, marketing takes a lifetime, marketing takes a day to learn. Unfortunately, it takes a lifetime to master. And I only have 90 minutes. So I'm going to try to put as much information into this topic. It's very, very fast-paced. I want to let you know I'll be talking about a number of different companies during the session. And I don't get paid by any company to talk about them and recommend them. I want to make that clear, okay? I did develop a reputation marketing software that a number of you have already purchased in the exhibit hall. I do make a small amount of money if you choose to purchase it. And then after we're done, if anybody wants any further information on it, I'll be out there today, tomorrow, and then I don't leave till Sunday, so all day tomorrow. So on that note, I want to start off by showing you this video. Video. So it's time to reinvent. And just to show you here, here's how things are with my office. So prior to 2009, when I started working on reputation in my office, here's my numbers. I had $700,000 in production. That was basically my numbers. Well, in 2008, we went up to $952,000, and in 2009, we went to almost $1.2 million, working 3.5 days in a practice in Philadelphia with 5 team members, no insurance, fee-for-service practice, okay? Well then, I went ahead and started to do Reputation in 2010. And this is where I reinvented myself. I reinvented the way I produced myself online. And look at my numbers, $2.34 million in next year, $2.46 million in 2012, and then I started helping other dentists, and I took a lot of time off from my office. I never took one day off in 2012 for my practice, other than holidays. I started taking days off to help dentists, and I went down to about 1.8 in 2013, and then even more time last year, and I went down to about 1.675. And I take about 2 months off based on the dollar amounts, or based on the number of days in the calendar. And in 2015, we're at about 502,000 through the first 3.5 months of the year. I have 6 staff members now. 6 staff members. No, 1 doctor, 2 hygienists, 3 dental assistants, and 1 front desk person. Why do I have only 1 front desk person? Because I don't take insurance. I don't have to have a dedicated insurance person. So my new patient numbers. Prior to redoing myself, before Reputation, I had 279 new patients in 2009. Raise your hand if you'd be happy with 279 new patients in a year. Most offices would be 20 to 25 a month. I was not. Check this out. 2010, 768 new patients. 2011, 162. 2012, 780 new patients. 2013, 525. Again, I took more time off. 2014, 482 last year. And through the first 3 months, about 139 this year. We get a ton of new patients. So I want you to reinvent marketing, and we're going to talk about reputation marketing today. So a little bit about me. I bought my practice in 2007 from a dentist who passed away. That's my office. I'm in a strip mall. I don't have a solo building. I have 1,800 square feet in Northeast Philadelphia, the Pennsylvania Center for Dental Excellence. That's where my practice is. But I built it up to pretty significant levels, and I help dentists all over the country. So when I bought my practice, everybody thought I had the world's greatest location on a very busy intersection. Cars stood up my office all day long in traffic. Okay, and they thought I had a great location on a busy intersection, like I said. As well as, oh yeah, you had to be in the yellow pages. Okay, and you had to be on billboards. That was location back then in 2007. But location nowadays is right here, right at the top of Google with 120 something reviews. And right at the top of Google here on a paid advertisement through AdWords for Invisalign in Philadelphia. That is how I get my new patients, guys. So what I'm going to be teaching you is how to stand out, how to be different. I want you to stand out from everybody else. And the easiest way to do that is through marketing your reputation online. But you need to make a commitment. You can't just go in and say, I'm going to do this. You have to make the commitment to make marketing a priority. You're either in or you're out. There's no such thing as life in between. As well as you do need a little bit of budget. Not a lot, but a little bit of budget. And again, I want you to differentiate yourself, or as Apple says, I want you to think differently. And thinking different is what I've done my entire career, and it's worked really well for me. And dentists can't just be dentists. They also have to be marketers. You can't just go in your office anymore and just bill, drill, and fill. Or drill, fill, and bill, however you want to look at it. You can bill first if you want. But you have to be attuned to what marketing is going on. You have to be attuned to what people are saying about you online. So basically, education without action is just entertainment. So I'm going to thoroughly entertain you today. We're going to have a blast over the next hour and a half, okay? You're going to laugh, we're going to tell a lot of jokes. But if you don't take action in what I say, it's just not going to help you at all. And only about 2 to 5% of people in the room actually take action, believe it or not. So before we start, I know you've been in a lot of courses the last couple of days, but I want you to all close your eyes for a second. And I all want you to forget about what you learned before. Forget about it. Wipe it out of your mind. I want you to make enough room for the information I'm going to throw into you over the next hour and a half. So everybody open their eyes up now. Okay, we're done. Goodbye. We're done. You went by so quick. So there's been a huge shift in marketing, okay? And you need to pay attention to this. Many of you are behind the 8 ball and are still doing traditional marketing. They're in the yellow pages. Raise your hand if you still have a yellow pages ad. Raise your hand. Get out of it. Take the money and spend it on this. 24 of the top 25 newspapers have loss in subscriptions, losses. I mean, many people are confirming appointments on the phone still. That's crazy. Don't do that anymore, okay? And word of mouth used to be at water coolers at work. Doesn't happen anymore. This is the shift everybody. You must be on Google. You must be texting and emailing your patients. You must be getting reviews, and you must be using social media. You have to be doing that nowadays. And I'm gonna share with you my success and the roadmap to my success today, as well as tell you what the future is now and what's moving on in the future about the real world of internet marketing. But I wanna tell you, it is an overview. It's an overview, it's not a how-to. I can't teach you how to do these things, but I will give you the foundation and the building blocks that you need, as well as the power tools and the keys to success.
Growing up, Tom Watson couldn't hit a curveball. Nick Faldo rarely found the back of the net. And Arnold Palmer just wasn't fast enough for track. Isn't it funny how sometimes success begins just by putting the right tools in the right hands? Let's build a smarter planet.
By putting the right tools in the right hands, and I'm here to give you those tools, and what you do with it is up to you. Are we clear? Good. So, Rome wasn't built in a day, though. This takes time, and it is a marathon, not a sprint. So this isn't gonna snap your fingers and patients are gonna come, but it takes time. But if you're patient, your office will become a new patient magnet, and your results will be phenomenal. But I'm gonna warn you, your head is going to be spinning when we're done, okay? And you're gonna hit some speed bumps. But I don't want you to panic, because I have the answers for you. And you can always reach out to me afterwards. You can speak to me, like I said, anytime. You can call, you can email me, you can tweet me, however you wanna get a hold of me, I'm very responsive. There's a new direction in marketing, and that direction is called SO-LO-MO. And that stands for social, local, and mobile. And we're gonna spend only a couple of minutes talking about the actual social media part of it, but we're gonna talk about local marketing today. And mobile, I will tell you, the biggest thing about mobile is you need a mobile website on the 21st of April, or there's something called Mobilegeddon. Okay, Mobilegeddon is coming April 21st. You need a mobile responsive site. Check it out, it's very important. You will disappear from the organic rankings if you do not have a mobile website. I'm just telling you that right now, okay? But we're gonna spend our time talking about reputation marketing, which is the most important way that you can market your practice. So the definition of reputation marketing, it came from the field that evolved from the marriage of reputation management, which is very different, and brand marketing. So reputation marketing is building a 5-star reputation and then marketing your reputation to get more patients. And that's what we're gonna be doing here today. And now I want to show you the most important slide in the entire slide deck, and I've repeated a number of times. That right there. And that will show you that no matter what you do online, whether you do paid search, organic search, display advertising, social media, if you don't have the reputation to support it, it's not gonna be anywhere near as successful as it can be. So you need a website, you need social media, but you have to pay attention to reputation. It is the most important thing. And I said, this is very important. So the 800-pound gorilla in the room is Google. And getting reviews on Google is difficult until now, and I'm gonna show you that. But Google's not the only place. What's the next most popular one? Good. But Yelp isn't the only place in town either. You've got Facebook, and Wellness, and Health Grades, and Yahoo and Bing, and Rank My Dentist, and City Search, and Judy's Book, and Angie's List, and Insider Pages, and Real Self, and Yellow Pages, and Super Pages, and Dr. Oogle, and Merchant Circle, and Demand Force, and Rate a Business, and Dr. Scorecard, okay? But they're not the only place you need to be. You need to be all over the internet with reviews. You wanna diversify as you diversify stocks. You don't wanna have them in one place, because you don't know where patients are coming to find you, okay? So look how many times on the first page of Google the word review is. Every arrow is the word review. Google's placing a huge emphasis on reviews at this point, and you need to be there. And you can't put your head in the sand and pretend it's not happening. You cannot ignore this.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I remember that from being a kid, okay? Well, it's 2015. Do you know where your reputations are? Most people don't. Raise your hand in the last week if you've Googled your practice, raise your hand. Look around, guys. Only a handful of people. Everybody needs to be, you can put it down now. Everybody needs to be doing this. Over 400 patients the last 3 years have mentioned to me, when I've asked them, because I ask every single patient, why they chose my office, and they say, oh my God, because you've had the best reviews. 400 patients. This is one of them. So I saw that you found me on Google.
Yes.
Okay, what did you search for?
The top 10 doctors in Philadelphia area.
And obviously you found a list of top 10.
Yes, you did.
But why did you pick my office?
Because you had 93 Google reviews.
And that made me stand out from everybody else.
Exactly.
And did you read them or you check them out?
I was satisfied with the 93.
With the 93 reviews?
4.7 stars worth of Google reviews you had.
Perfect, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Here's what she said, guys. I had 93 Google reviews. She didn't read them, but I had 4.7 stars of 93 Google reviews. That's why she chose me office. I hear that every single day. Every single day. No other social media channel is as influential as online reviews. As Warren Buffett says, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about it, you do things differently. And on the case of the internet, it takes a nanosecond, okay? And it takes many good deeds to build a good reputation and only one bad one to lose it. Anybody know who said that? I'll give you a hint. He's in your pocket, hopefully, and he's not Steve Jobs. What? George Washington's a dollar bill. Ben Franklin, exactly. Ben Franklin said that way back in the early times. In the case of the internet, it doesn't have to take a bad deed. Many brands and business owners are put off by online reviews, given that channel appears to be beyond your control. You are now able to take back control now. And as Jeff Bezos says from Amazon, if you make customers unhappy in the physical world, they may tell 6 friends. If you make customers unhappy in the internet, they tell 6,000 friends. Today, everyone's a publisher. Reviews drive business. And there's no, a great reputation equals a lot of money. And there's no such thing as a reputation repair kit. Doesn't exist. So this is a typical scenario for a dentist, hopefully not in your office. A young guy with a toothache, where does he look to find a dentist nowadays? Well, specifically, Google, and he uses his iPad and calls you on his iPhone. Comes in the office, and there you are working on him, and something happens. You ran late, or there's a money issue. Those are the 2 most common things that people complain about online, money and time. Or sometimes there's a really bad experience. Hopefully, they don't have an experience like this.
You'll be a dentist. You have a talent for causing pain. Some be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane. Your temperament's wrong for the priesthood, and teaching would suit you still. Some be a dentist. You'll be a success. Here he is, host, the leader of the black. What a sucker black man. Oh my God. He just did this. Who wants to keep the kind of body to stop? Oh, that hurts. Wait, I'm not. No. Shut up. Open wide. Here I come. I'm your dentist. And I enjoy the career that I picked. I'm your dentist. And I get off on the pain I inflict.
So hopefully that doesn't happen, guys, but sometimes it does in offices. They have really bad experiences. And what happens is they go home, they go online, and they yell at the computer, okay? And they leave reviews all over the internet. And a poor reputation will turn potential patients away. But a carefully nurtured reputation will attract new patients to your business, guaranteed. And ignorance is throwing money away. So a bad customer experience followed by unresolved issues leads to a bad reputation, which is guaranteed to have lost revenue. This is money we're dealing with now. So reputation marketing is developing a 5-star reputation, marketing it, managing it, but most importantly, creating a reputation culture in your office. And that's what I want to get through to you guys today, is you need to create a reputation culture where everything revolves around reputation in your office. And remember, the internet never forgets. And the most important thing that you're going to develop with your patients online is trust. And when they trust you, they're going to buy from you. Okay? But then you have to realize that to build trust takes years. It takes seconds to break and forever to repair. Just remember that. So currently, there are more than 120 websites that actually collect and republish reviews from your patients. And as Jack Welch said, CEO of GE, control your own destiny or someone else will. So your online reputation actually will impact your sales by up to 20%, believe it or not. And I like to call it word of mouse, not word of mouth, word of mouse. So why is online reputation so important? I have some very scary statistics, good statistics for me, but scary statistics for dentists that ignore this. So this was a survey done by a company called Bright Local in 2014. And it was, select the business type you have searched for the internet in the last 12 months. And doctor and dentist is number 2. Do you read online customer reviews to determine whether a local business is a good business? And it's like 88% of the population does. Which of these business types have you read online customer reviews for? Again, in 2014, dentist and doctor are number 2. What average star rating is too low for you to consider using a business? In my opinion, if you're less than 4 stars is the problem. They say actually less than 3 stars. I don't necessarily believe that. How do online customer reviews affect your opinion of a local business? Well, 72% say they make trust the business more. Do you trust online customer reviews as much as personal recommendations? Word of mouth, online word of mouth. So 87% in one way or another trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And this is the one that I love the best. For which of these local business types does reputation matter the most when choosing a business? And number 1 in 2014 is dentist and doctor. That's why you need to pay attention to this, guys. And there's been some big game changers in the internet that's really affected the way we look at things. So the first marketing game changer is that your Google Plus pages merged with your website, and it revealed your reviews to your patients immediately. And this is me right here, and you'll see, and it's tough to see, but if you search for your business, in most cases, your Google Plus page with your Google reviews is gonna come up first. And that's the first impression you're giving to somebody. And if you have a bad reputation or no reputation, you're in trouble. The second marketing game changer is reviews are showing everywhere. They're showing on the maps, they're showing in local search, they're showing in social media, in local directories. They're showing up everywhere. As I pointed it out to you, social media, SEO, pay-per-click, it's all affected by reputation. So that was the third marketing game changer. You can't have a bad reputation here or patients aren't coming to your office. The fourth game changer, as we talked about, it's trust. Lots of trust is being developed. And you can actually see here, the biggest shift in marketing is that number 2 is consumer reviews online is now 70%, where it's almost recommendations from people you know is just as high. Marketing game changer, guys. And what do they do when they refer to business? So when a friend refers their friend to you, what is the first thing they do? Well, statistics show it's like 87% actually go online and search for your business. And then once they get there, what do they look at? They look at reviews. 52% or so look at reviews. You need to be here. You need to be in this space. If you're not in this space, you're ignoring things, and that's bad. And does reputation impact online or traditional marketing? It impacts every single thing. Every single thing. So you must be proactive. You cannot be reactive. It's tough for me to help a company that has a lot of negative reviews. But if you want to grow your practice, I can help you. And again, ignoring it won't make it any better. And what I want you to start doing is, if you do get a negative review, turn it into something positive. So take a negative and make it a positive. This says, come in and try the worst meatball sandwich that one guy in Yelp ever had in his life. That sign made national news, and he tripled his sales because of that sign. Okay, and we don't want to see this. This was on Instagram. We waited 30 minutes, no service. Okay, that's not good. Okay, you don't want that to be about you. So why does online reviews have the greatest weight in building your reputation? It's because potential customers see the reviews before they even see your website. And that's going to make or break whether they're even going to come into your office. So there are 3 steps to online reputation-based marketing. One is getting found. One is getting found in a compelling way. And the third is monitoring and protecting it. And we're going to spend a lot of time on these 3 topics. And this is very unknown to a lot of dental practices. So I'm going to educate you on things you probably never heard of before. So what I would like each of you to do is take out your cell phone real quick. okay? And while I'm doing this, I want you to search for your business name on Google, and I want you to raise your hand or just shout out how many Google reviews you have for your business as I'm going through this. So just type in whatever your practice name is or your zip code if you show up, and just tell me how many Google reviews you have for your business. And we'll take just a couple of people to yell them out. So I have, and I'll start, I have 126 Google reviews. Doesn't take this long to search for you guys. Come on. 21? 21. Anybody else? 20, 12. 1, 13. 17. Anybody else? A lot of people in the room. Anybody have 0? Raise your hand. You don't want to admit it. That's fine. That's all right. You don't do this. The point is a vast majority. The average dentist has about 7 reviews in the United States. Average. Okay? I just wanted you guys, that's how you have to do it. Look how many Google reviews you have. So, step 1 is getting found. So how do you get found? The key to this is evaluating and claiming your local listings. Your local listings. And they are known as citations, and not that type of citation. So what is a citation? As this says here, it's a mention of your business name and address on a website, even if there's no link to your website. And sometimes they crop up on their own, which is a problem. But usually they're acquired through a registration process. And the more business your place is cited, the more trust Google has in your business and raises you in the rankings. So Google's gonna trust your business more with more reviews. They're gonna trust your business more with better citations and show you higher, which is gonna make the patients trust you more and you get more money. If you're missing this, you're not gonna rank well. Simple as that. This here, every site that talks to Google is a local citation. And it builds what we call the circle of trust with Google. And you need to be in this trust. And you don't want to be like Fokker and be outside the circle of trust. You have to be in the circle of trust. So, what are some rules though? There are some rules for citations. And the rules are that the name, address, and phone number, called the NAP, must be identical across every site out there. So when you're looking at things, consider this. Street or ST, Louisiana or LA, suite or STE, the and or the and sign, Inc. or incorporated. Just some examples. They have to be the same. If they're not, Google doesn't see it. So keep that in mind, please. Now, I'll tell you that the most important citations for dentists are these. You have Yelp, you have Yellow Pages, you have YouTube, you have Health Grades, you have Super Pages, Dex Knows, Dr. Oogle, Yahoo, Facebook, and Angie's List. Okay? Does anybody want to venture a guess as to why those are the most important ones? Because, I'll start with that, because why? Well, because they are on the first page of Google in most cases. If you search for your office, you will find a couple of those guaranteed to be on the first page of Google when they search for your business. That's why they're the most important ones. They don't have Dex Knows in Philadelphia. I know that's in the Midwest somewhere. So Dex Knows doesn't exist where I am. But Yelp is like the third site. Facebook is up there. Health Grades is up there. That's where you want to be. So the question to you is, how do I claim these citations? Okay, how do you claim these sites? It's not a do-it-yourself job. You cannot pay an individual employee of yours to go onto every single site, claim the listing, correct it, and then check back every single week to make sure it hasn't been changed back because there's some misinformation online. You have to have someone do this for you. It's very important. If you ignore this part, you're missing a huge segment of local search. But the most important place you want to be is Google. And this is prehistoric Googling. Before Google exists, this is what we did all day long.
I've been thinking about the market lately.
My broker says now's a good time to look into tax-free income. What'd your broker say?
Well, my broker's E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says
when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
Who remembers that commercial? I mean, I remember that from growing up as a kid, okay? By the way, anybody wants to know I'm 41 years old, and people always ask me. So I'm 41. So I remember that. So realistically, if you look at it, I don't care about E.F. Hutton, I care about Google. And when Google talks, you need to listen, okay? Simple as that. So let's focus on local search now. And there's simply not enough room on the first page of Google. And not doing this very soon could be very detrimental to your business. Very detrimental. Because it's like Googleopoly, and Park Place and Boardwalk are the most expensive properties, and they're right, that's the top couple spots on Google. You need to be there. If you're not there, you're not gonna be found. So 9 out of 10 search for a dentist salon, and guess what? Most of the time, they have no idea your name or your business name. If they know your name and your business name, who are they? Your existing patients, and who else? Friends, but those who were referred by existing patients. That's it. If they knew who you were, they wouldn't be looking online. So they're gonna type in dentist and your zip code, or dentist Philadelphia, or cosmetic dentist in Destin. That's how they're gonna search for you. You need to be in those locations. And the very first thing that comes up is the map pack. So people say to me, Leonard, I do a lot of SEO, and I'm doing really well, but SEO is not what you need to do here. This is an entirely separate field. I want you to focus on the map pack, the 7 list of offices that appear on the first page. So, in essence, Google searches your homepage. It tells people about your reviews, your address, your phone number, your everything about you. It equals your reputation on the first page of Google when someone's searching. And again, this is that very convoluted ecosystem we call. These are all the citations you need to be aware of. So I'm going to give you some, literally, the 5 most important things that Google considers for local rankings. You need to be doing this. This is really, really, really important to you. Number 1, you must have a company website linked to your Google Plus page. And the simple way to do that is when you type your office name in, it's either going to have your website or it'll say google.com/something. So if you're missing this, you're almost invisible online, I can tell you that. This is one of the keys. Number 2, you must have reviews on your Google Plus business page. So the offices was like one office and the one back there that said they have 0, and I'm sure there's other people in the audience who don't want to say they have 0, which is fine. I'm not here to pick on anybody, I'm here to educate you. You must have reviews. And the review content is unique to you, and it helps with search. So the reviews are all unique. Every review is different, but it talks about you, your practices, your team, and the services that you provide. That's great content, and the reviews build automatic trust again for those people who are searching for you. And people come into my office every day, and they spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in my office because they trust me. And they trust me because of what others have said about me. Number 3, you want to promote your business page and website on Facebook. So there is a link between Facebook and Google, even though they're competitors. There's definitely a little bit of Google juice on Facebook. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. And if Facebook can be very, very affordable, I am down on Facebook personally, guys. I don't have time to talk about it today, but the organic reach on Facebook is pretty poor. So unless you're going to pay to play on Facebook, it's a waste of my time. I have like 980 likes of my page, and when I put something up there, 100 people may see it. That's a waste of my time. If I pay, it will be 800 people. I don't want to pay Facebook. So just so you know, Facebook is not a way to generate new patients. I will tell you that right now. Raise your hand, and if anybody in this room has been successful at attracting new patients via Facebook without paying for it. Raise your hand. Good, point taken. Number 4, business YouTube videos. Video reviews are key. And I'm going to show you a little bit, when I do talk about social media, it's about YouTube. Because YouTube to me is very, very important. So getting review testimonials on Google, owned by YouTube, on YouTube, owned by Google, is going to really help with, as well. And we'll talk a little bit about YouTube videos in a little bit. And the last way is reviews from other local directories. So it's not just Google, it's not just Yelp. There's lots of other directories that Google looks at, again, through these citations. And the more Google's going to trust your business. So your listing is critical for local search. This is your Google Plus listing. Your old 5 stars had been converted to Zagat ratings out of 30, where you wanted like a 27 or 26 out of 30. It was too confusing. So they went back to the 5-star reviews. Your listing is indexed heavily by reviews, but as we all know, obtaining reviews in Google can be difficult manually until now. So the key way you want to look at here is Google Plus Local, your Google Plus Local business page. And this is my Google Plus Local business page. This is a selection of my team. Not a good picture of us. If you saw it, it looks like we're all spent a year in the sun. We're all tan. And what we do on here, we fill it with content. So a lot of content, a lot of videos, a lot of photos, lots of reviews. That's what we want to put on this page. And I've spoken probably to 15 or 20 people today, and many of you don't have anything on this page except a map. And it's unclaimed, basically. So you'll see here, this is again, lots of information about my address, lots of photos. Well, this is one that's unclaimed. This is one of my clients before he started with me. He has a map up there, okay, or just a diagram or photo. There's no content. And there's literally just an address, there's no reviews, and there's a street view. That's all it is a street view. That's not what you want. This is an unclaimed page that actually says, manage this page down there. So that's a problem. But raise your hand in here if you think that you have an office that you would be proud to show off to anybody who is looking at a dentist. Raise your hand if you have an office that you'd be proud of. Hopefully it's almost all of you. Okay, if you're not, I feel bad for you, but the reason is they have something called a Google virtual business tour. Has anybody done this yet? Raise your hand. Well, this is simply one of the best ways to promote your practice on Google. This is what they do. They come into your office and they actually take pictures. And they literally walk around, take 30 pictures, panoramic, and you can walk through your office on a tour. It's called Google Virtual Business Tour. This is my office, guys. So I have 3 operatories upstairs, I have 2 operatories downstairs. We call it the dungeon for a reason. And it's not, of course. But you can read what's on the wall, you can walk into operatories, you can flush the toilet if you want. They blur off any of the faces, so you don't have to see who's there in case anybody ever leaves. And now we're gonna walk through the rest of the office. We're gonna fall down the stairs basically in a second here. I don't know how we get down so quick, but now we're downstairs. And there's my lab. I have 2 operatories downstairs. So if you're proud of showing your office off, you wanna do this. It's called Google Virtual Business Tour. Search for it, go to your location, it will ask you where you're located, and it will give you the photographers that Google hires to do this. In Philadelphia, I paid $500 for this. You get to use it on your website, you can put it on your Facebook page. Highly recommend you look into this, okay? So Google is now displaying full reviews in this, what's called the knowledge panel, which is what people see when they search on Google for you. So you wanna make sure you get reviews for that reason as well. So how do you control Google? Well, you wanna influence content associated with your business, so you wanna claim your listing, get your Google listing optimized, push only happy clients to review, which we help you with. So it's now called Google My Business. So when you see the name Google Plus Local is now called Google My Business. And you can see here, when you look at this, it will tell you everything about your business. You'll have access to your Google Plus page. You'll have access to all your insights. So you'll see there's 6,000 plus people have seen this page, how many reviews I have, how many people have viewed my YouTube videos. All in one place. Anything owned by Google is controlled by Google My Business now. Okay? So the most important sites from a dental perspective for reviews are these. So Google Plus Local, Google Places, Google My Business. It changes names every night, you don't even know what to call it. Yahoo Local, Yellow Pages, Health Grades. The problem with Health Grades though, is that they're just star ratings. There's no physical reviews. And star ratings don't hold that much weight in my opinion. You need to have the story behind it. Why did you get 1 star? Why did you get 5 stars? City Search Insider Pages in Judy's book are part of the City Grid network. Angie's List, which you pay to be on it, you pay to read the reviews. I don't know how productive that is. I really don't get patience from Angie's List. A couple sites, Demand Force and Rated Dentist. Dr. Oogle, Rate MDs, DoctorBase, and Wellness.com. Those are some of the more important sites for dentists. But I didn't mention one of them, and does anybody know which one I didn't mention? You mentioned it earlier. Yelp. So Yelp, real people real reviews, people love us on Yelp. That's not the way for dentists. So dentists, people hate us on Yelp. And Yelp, real people for the real awful reviews. So I do not believe you should pay Yelp for their services. Anybody pay Yelp, raise your hand. Okay, don't start paying them now. They are an important citation. They're an important way to get reviews, but do not pay them because they're running an extortion campaign. Okay? They will take your money and they will steal it and they will put up all your negative reviews anyway. Do not pay them, and you've been warned. So you want to be able to see, and this is my Yelp page. Okay? So you'll see a little bit about this, a little video, and this is a few months old. I have 8 reviews. And as you scroll down, you'll see that the reviews are there. This is a patient of mine. This is not a patient of mine. They've since taken it down. One of the things you should know about Yelp is one of the key terms and conditions of Yelp is that the reviews have to be from your patients. It can't be from the wife of a patient or a friend of a patient. They will take them down. But you'll notice here that these reviews here are negative, and they're not even my patients, but I can't prove that. So when you scroll down all the way to the bottom here, you'll actually see that there's reviews that are filtered out. Not recommended, they're called, as they go down. So there's a thing right here that says not recommended or filtered. When you click on that, all the other reviews are being held there. So they take the reviews down even if they're legitimately from your patients. And you'll notice when you look here that they have no friends in one review, one friend in one review. They're not considered Yelpers. Yelp is a social media site. And social media is communication amongst a group of people online. Communication of friends. Well, these people don't have friends, so the reviews come down. So one of the things you want to make sure is that people who review on Yelp are Yelpers, or the reviews are going to disappear. And I get that question a lot from dentists. Why do all my reviews come down? It's because they're not Yelpers. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. So stop the bully, boycott Yelp. Our customers repeatedly tell us they have submitted very good reviews on our food and service, yet they never show on our reviews. We asked Yelp, so Yelp said, perhaps if you paid Yelp ads, we could help you with this. We earn our good reviews. We will not pay Yelp bribes to post them. So you've been warned about that. I would not pay Yelp to post them. Okay? But if you do have a problem and it's not left by a patient, you can simply go to this yelp.com/contact and you can give them the information about it and they may take it down for you. I've been very successful at taking ones down that aren't from my patients. So, God Yelp us all. They index in Google, they steal away your business. They list tons of ads even if you pay them. They pay us or look bad. They filter out the positives. And unfortunately, they are embedded in Apple Maps. So if you pull up your iPhone and say, hey Siri, who is the best dentist in Destin? It's based on Yelp ratings. That's all it is. So you have to be careful here. So I want you to focus on Google reviews. I want you to send only trusted Yelpers to review you, or you can give in and purchase your services. Number 2 here is you can associate more content to push them off the first page. That's not going to happen. Don't even waste your time doing that. Yelp will never come off the first page. So here's a little cheat sheet for what you want to do if Yelp calls your office. So if Yelp calls, it depends on who answers the phone. So let's say the front desk answers, the doctor is not in the office. If they call again, you want to tell them that you went on a safari and you won't be back for a number of months. Okay? And if they call back again, you want to tell them that the doctor's been detained in Tanzania and won't be coming back for a while. Okay? So if the dentist gets on the phone, which sometimes they do, you tell them that you are seriously thinking about selling your practice and that you will recommend Yelp to the next dentist who joins the practice. And they're probably going to call again and you say to them, I've contacted a terminal illness and I will be telling the dentist who took over my practice, because I finally sold it, to contact Yelp. Thank you very much. So that's what you want to do. You want to ignore them and push them off as much as you can, because they will call. Definitely will call. So the consistency here, guys, is that the name, address, and phone number is key. Okay, name, address, and phone number. And you'll see how important this is. These are the competitive difference makers. And not that I can read this because it's really small, but number 1 is the quality of citations, number 1. Number 2 is the quality of inbound links. Number 3 is the quantity of reviews by authority reviewers. Number 4 is the consistency of those structured citations. Number 5 is the quantity of citations. Number 7 is the quantity of native Google reviews. Then we keep going down, the quantity of citations from locally relevant domains. So everything I just spoke about or will be talking about is a competitive difference maker that will rank you higher. And this is directly from Google, by the way. So let's look at the anatomy of reviews. So the anatomy of reviews are the following. You can have no reviews, which is literally like having the permanency vacancy sign in your office. So this is a search in New York City. I did a random search, and so who is ranking? So this guy has 60, 53, 37, 0, 22, 13, 10, 23. So me being the inquisitive dentist, I called this guy up, and I said, and by the way, he had some great citations. So he was ranking because of his citations, not because of his reviews. But I called him up and I said, hey, I'm just doing a survey. How many new patients from the internet are you getting? He goes, none. Why? I go, because you're not having any reviews. You have to have reviews to get new patients. Bad reviews. Feel free to skip our business. Anybody know where that came from? What game? Uno, yes, Uno. So this is the dentist in Jersey. He was at my seminar and he came up to me and he says, he doesn't get a lot of new patients, but he doesn't care what people say about him online. And if you read this, I don't know, I'm not his dentist, but I heard him make disparaging remarks against African Americans. I wish I had known how horrible he was when I saw the condition of his teeth. I've never met a more unprofessional and disgraceful human being as Dr. Fox. It says he was arrogant and rude, uncalled for actions. That's bad. You don't want that online about you. Not about his dentistry, but his attitude. Old reviews. You want current, fresh reviews from your patients. So this is another dentist in Pennsylvania. 2 stars, 5 stars from a couple years ago, 7, was that 5 years or 2 years ago, and 4 years ago, or 5 years ago. 1-star reviews. Maybe I should look over here. Keep looking over there, I can't see that. So few reviews. You need to have a lot of reviews. A couple aren't gonna help you. Fake reviews. You cannot fake reviews. You cannot pay someone to put them up there for you. You cannot hire a company to do this. Google will find out. This is my next door neighbor. He's not here, so I can talk about him. And you can see this guy's name. If you look at any reviews you guys ever have seen, go to your own page. I guarantee you will never find someone with a middle name. James Eric Dickerson with a nice pose like this. Totally fake. And then when you read Dr. Dmitry Karagoski, DDS, it says Dr. Dmitry Karagoski, DDC. Dr. Dmitry Karagoski, DDC. Every single one of these reviews had the same mistake, and they all came down because they were fake. So Google will know and they'll take them down. Okay? So this is called astroturfing. That's what the term is called for leaving fake reviews. So the jackpot, though, is authentic reviews on multiple sites, and that's what you want to get. So you want reviews all over the place from different locations. So stop your marketing spend until you have a steady flow of authentic reviews, because you're wasting your money. If you're doing other things but aren't focusing on reviews, I guarantee you are wasting your money, and you're not going to be as effective as getting those reviews. So more reviews or better rankings, you get more trusted relationships, it's equal to higher revenue. So you want to get real reviews, real people, really easy on real review sites. That's what this is about. So how? Let's talk about the how. So give me some reasons how you guys get reviews right now. If you're collecting reviews, how do you do it? Doesn't work. DemandForce puts the reviews on DemandForce's page and they go nowhere else. Okay? So no disrespect to any of those companies, they work well, but they are communication programs between you and your patient. They're not reputation programs. They happen to get reviews. That's one of the things they do. How else? What's that? They go to your website, leave a review, not very successful. Most people won't. Most people don't go home. You hand them a card, oh, Mrs. Jones, you've been a wonderful patient of ours. Can you go home and leave a review for us? And they go, of course, yes, no problem. And guess what? They go home and life happens. Their husband yells at them, their kid yells at them, they get sick, and they forget about it, and they don't do it. That's what happens. What's that? Someone said something. Word of mouth? Word of mouth is not online, so that doesn't help you online. Those are for a different type of patient. So let's talk about getting found in a compelling way. Everywhere you go nowadays, they're asking for a review. Everywhere you go, okay? Red Robin, you go get a printer that asks for a review. They asked for a review for my dog at PetSmart. At the 3M, at the dental town meeting a couple years ago, they were asking for reviews from the dentists. So I have a question for you. 3 businesses is virtually identical. First business, 4 good reviews and 2 bad reviews. The second business, no reviews. And the third business, 6 5-star reviews. So let's poll the room. Who would choose business B with no reviews? Raise your hand. Of course. Who would choose business A with 4 good reviews and 2 bad reviews? Raise your hand. Interesting. And who would choose C? Okay, I'm surprised because I think more people would choose A because they have 2 bad reviews, but it proves the reviews are real. Okay, the reason is if I have a business with 30 5-star reviews, it's fake. It doesn't exist. We are in dental practice. We're not dentists perfect. We make mistakes. Things are going to happen, and negative reviews are going to appear. They should appear. So businesses with like 25 or 30 reviews, 5 stars, I get concerned. Now, if I made this number, let's say 13 good reviews and 7 or 3 bad reviews and 13 good ones, it may be different. But I'm surprised with that. So the secret is customer reviews are now one of the biggest factors in local search ratings. So it comes from regularity, which is consistency. You want them consistent, recent, and you want higher ratings. That's how you get ranked with these reviews. So you must collect reviews from your patients. You must, from your happy patients especially. But I don't want you to ask for a review. I want you to ask for feedback. Feedback about their experiences in the office. Forget about a testimonial. Don't use that term either. Feedback about your experience in our office. Review, testimonial, forget about that word. So I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about my software program, which is called iSocial Reviews. We are reputation marketers. We're not reputation managers. Reputation managers basically push negatives off the first page. I don't care about negative reviews. I have about 1,500 reviews about me and my business online. I have about 30 negatives. Hasn't affected me one bit. Makes my everything else look real. So who can tell me when is the easiest way to collect a review from the patient? What's that? When they're happy when the appointment's done. But most people can't do that because Google will not allow you to get reviews on Google in the office because of IP address. We've changed that now. And I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you're saying because there's like squeakiness up here. I apologize. So it's when the patient was in the office, when they had a great visit. So this is a major part of our software. We give you a branded landing page with a ton of information about your business. It shows off all the reviews that you collect. You can actually leave feedback on this page. There's an About Us tab. There's a map of your office. You can actually request an appointment as well. So method 1 to get reviews is in-office feedback. You can do it on a tablet, a laptop, or a Chromebook. I recommend a Chromebook because it's got a full-size keyboard. Patients don't like typing on a screen with an iPad. Very uncomfortable for them. So just to show you, this is the patient filling out at my front desk. We have an internal collection-based system. It has no IP address conflict here. We're collecting the reviews into our program. This is a Chromebook. The patient's waiting for a crown to be milled at my CEREC, and she's sitting there filling it out. Her boyfriend is in the waiting room waiting for her. He's the patient too. He did a review as well. This is an iPad stand that we have. Nobody uses it. They don't like typing on a screen. The most successful offices that I work with use a Chromebook. This is the form they fill out, and we use verbiage. The verbiage is, Mrs. Jones, you've been a longtime patient of ours. I'm looking to enhance my online reputation. Would you be willing to help me with this? What do you think the patient's going to say? Of course. And you say to them, well, I'm going to help you out with that. We're going to bring up this form. We would like you to rate us out of 5 stars, with 5 being the best, just to let them know. And for the experience, we would like you to describe your experience as if you were referring your best friend to us. They put their name and their email address in, or they can actually log in with Facebook now. That's brand new. And they click submit. As long as it's positive and you've given us permission to move the reviews around, it automatically excuse me. This is an example of one of the reviews I got. Long. We get long stories from our patients. And it automatically posts to your business Facebook page. Automatically posts to your Twitter feed. Automatically posts to your Google Plus page. It will post to your website. Here's a little badge we give you to promote all of the reviews. You can see I have 1,495. And then we also put it on your patient testimonial tab with their sources. So it says, we got this review on Google, we got this review on Yelp. We promote them differently than most companies do, where you type your own reviews in. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. You can make those up, nobody knows. These are legitimate reviews on the internet. When the patient fills it out in the office, they get an email from us or from you, which thanks them, gives them a copy of it, and they can put it on Google and Yelp directly from the email. And they're doing that from home, so there's no IP address conflict. So this is a little video of how that happens. 5-star review from Kevin. He has a Gmail address, nice long review again. He clicks submit, and some of this has changed because this is an older slide, but it thanks him and it gives him instructions of what to expect next. It's positive, so it uploads in our system. You will get a text message and an email from us, and the patient then gets an email asking him to copy and paste it to Google or Yelp. And now Kevin's gonna go home, he's done in the office. Kevin's gonna go home and he's going on his computer at home and there's his email he got from us. And he simply copies and pastes it. Watch how easy this is. He copies it, click, copy, share review on Google, and it literally opens up your Google page and the box to leave a review, and they click paste, and they're done. That's it. You just now got another Google review. But the problem is that not a lot of patients were taking that next step. So we did it one better, which I'm going to show you in a second. But I want to show you where our page is ranking now. So this is a search in Philadelphia for me. Here's my 120-something Google reviews. Here's our software program right here. It's the first organic ranked site above my website, which is down here. They rank high. And this is a zip code search. This isn't a Dr. Tao search. When you search for my office, here's my Google page, here's Yelp, here's our software program right here. And this is consistent with every client I work with. But we wanted to get more Google reviews, so how did we do that? We created a mobile app that takes advantage of the fact that every patient has a smartphone. Anybody have a dumb phone in the room? Raise your hand. Dumb phones? Anybody have a dumb phone? No? Okay. So we do this via what's called a check-in. It's another part of our software, and it looks like this. You put the patient's name, their email address, and their mobile phone number. And you click check-in. And they get an immediate text message from your office. Now I have a couple of videos to show you here, okay? So this is what it looks like. This is a Google review on a mobile device. This is an iPhone. And watch what happens. Check how amazing this is. They click on the link and it asks them a question now. Would you recommend us? And this is done in the office, guys. Would you recommend us? Clicks yes. It pulls up my Google Places page at the bottom there.
Yeah,
scrolls up.
Keep going.
And there's where they can leave their review right then and there. They hit on the star ratings, you put it down, now it works. And now you can type his review out and it publishes to Google that second and you have another Google review. So the second one I want to show you is what happens when the patient has Yelp on their phone. So here's how it works. Raise your hand if you have a Android device, raise your hand. So you all have Gmail addresses, every single one of you, because that's the way the phone works. Anybody with an Android device, you can send that to and it goes to Google like that, because you have Gmail. Patients with an iPhone, if they have Yelp installed, raise your hand if you have Yelp installed on your iPhone. If you have Yelp installed, it will know that you have Yelp installed and it will direct you to Yelp to do the review, which is going to show you in a second. If you have Google Maps installed on the phone, it will send you to Google if you don't have Yelp installed. This is Yelp. Watch how easy this is. Same question, would you recommend us? Yes or no? Yes. It literally pulls the Yelp app up that's on their phone and pulls your page up, and they can do a review on Yelp.
Write more than one liner.
I'm not gonna, and this is the last one. So this is the Google review on an Android device, and this is the newest version. This was just released a couple days ago. Check this out. This was on Wednesday in my office. Guy clicks the link. He asked the question, would you recommend us? Yes. And it gives them a tutorial on what they have to do. Click on the button, scroll up, click on the ratings. It tells them what to do, and it takes them directly to Google, and they can do a review now on Google there. This is done in my office, guys, and they all post. Okay, I actually had one of the attendees wanted to test it. I sent her this on her phone, and it officially posted to Google today. It's up there now. This stuff works like a charm, guys. Now, if they have neither of those things installed in their phone, they still go into a mobile version of our survey, and if they click no, they go to here as well, so we can control that review. So the third way is email. For those who don't have time, you can send them an email and they can do it via email. How many people have older patients in their practice they can't get reviews from? Raise your hand. Most people, everybody does. Well, now you can with paper and pencil. So we give you a form that you can use to ask the patient to write the review out, and then you can type it into our system. You're not going to get a review on Google and Yelp that way, but it's going to go everywhere else we put it. And how many people get cards that look like this? Thank you notes from patients. You either throw them away or put them on a sign or put them in a binder. Well, now you can put them online too. Just type the information into the system. It automatically takes their name and makes it no last name, so nobody's going to know who that is. So we can also work in conjunction with Lighthouse, Demand Force, Solution Reach, and we go into their emails and we take the link out of their email and redirect them to our page. So all the reviews are coming through our system now. So the nice thing about it, this is Lighthouse's email. How many people use Lighthouse? This is Lighthouse's email, and when you click on Provide Feedback, it actually takes you to our microsite to leave the review. And we've collected it at that point, and we can put it everywhere. So if the patient does not post it on Google and Yelp, which not everybody's going to do, and they collect it in our system, is the review is going to be split up into the CityGrid network sites. CityGrid chooses where to put it. Mine goes to Judy's book and CitySearch. But there's a number of different sites that automatically will post to because of our relationship with these guys here. So a review that you're collecting in the office is guaranteed going somewhere else, especially to Google and Yelp. So just to show you here, you're getting all your reviews from the unique IP address of your customers because even on 3G and 4G, they have their own unique code. It's not an IP address. They don't come down. So just to show you, here are some clients of mine. Parkview Dental Group, 30 plus Google reviews, 60-something Yelp reviews. Here's our software here. Dentistry at Suburban Square, they're in Ardmore, Pennsylvania with me. 114, 111 Google reviews. Here's Yelp with 20-something. Here's Facebook. Here's our software program. So this is a client of mine who just sent me this earlier today. This is what he wrote to me. He's been with me 4 months, guys. Peters Family Dentistry in Flint, Michigan. I just wanted to tell you that 40 new patients that Peters Family Dentistry generated last month, 18 of them came from Google sources. Before iSocial, the best we'd ever done was 2. We've now had months of 9, 6, 9, and 18 trending into great directions. Thanks for your help, Dan Peters. If you get one patient from this system, it pays for itself. So we also claim your local listings for you as part of what we do. So we help you with the reviews. We do all the site claiming for you as part of our product. And these are all the sites that we claim, plus a bunch of these on here. So we do all of this for you in one concise package. So the goal here, guys, is just to ask for feedback. If you ask for feedback with our system, I guarantee that it works, because everybody works for it. If you don't get reviews and you don't use it properly, it doesn't work for you. But you need to start doing this to get new patients into your practice. So I want to spend a couple minutes on getting reviews on YouTube. It is the social media site that I'm going to be talking about today. So broadcast your practice. I want you to, broadcast yourself. I want you to broadcast your practice. Very important. They're the #2 search engine. They're owned by Google. So this is an example of my YouTube channel, and this is a screenshot of Laura. And I put Laura onto Google, and I said that she's cosmetic case, came in for veneers, put her testimonial up there, and I can show you this, that 4 days later, that review was on page 1 of Philadelphia Cosmetic Dentist. So I want to show you 2 examples of YouTube videos. They're filmed in my private office. We close the door so it's quiet. I film it with my iPhone. They're not edited, they're raw, but this is what you get.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm a patient of Dr. Tal's, and I have veneers done on my front 6 teeth, and I think they look wonderful. I'm thrilled with the result, and I loved having it done here because Dr. Tal, Alex, Barbara, and all the staff here were so helpful, and I had a wonderful experience.
That's it. It took him 28 seconds to do that. We did it 1 take, put it on Google. She's smiling, she's happy. A couple days later, I got a patient who referenced this video. So let me show you another one. It's a little bit longer. Her name is Nicole, and we did Invisalign on Nicole. Same location. Here's Nicole.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nicole Smith. I've been a patient of Dr. Tal's for about 1.5 years. I came in for Invisalign, and I just finished all my treatments, and I just got my whitening done. I love, love, love this office. The people here are friendly, had great service, great results. As you can see, my smile is beautiful. Teeth are nice and white and straight, and I'm very happy. I recently moved to North Carolina, but I came back here to just get my whitening done, and I'm going to be coming back frequently to get my teeth cleaned because I love it so much here. I recommend anybody come to this office. It's great.
So I don't tell them to smile, by the way, okay? And I wasn't sure I'd have enough time, so I eliminated probably the best review that I have ever gotten. In fact, when we're done, I'll show it to you guys, now that I know I'm gonna have a few extra minutes based on my time. So it works well, and people reference these when they come in. And now you can put them directly on Facebook, and Facebook automatically plays them, which is even better. So you had a question, go ahead.
Yeah, do you warn them ahead of time that you're going to ask them to do a video so they get all dolled up?
Yeah, so I tell them ahead of time, I ask them if they'll be happy to do a video for me, and they say yes or no. I tell them it's gonna go on YouTube, so if they don't wanna do it, they don't. I have no problem with telling them saying no. Most people do because I ask personally. So I do this myself, guys. It takes 2 minutes of my day. I put them into my office. I used to say to them, and my team got a little bit weirded out, I used to say, let's go into my office, we'll close the door. It just didn't sound right. So I had to change what I say, yes.
Do you have a sign-in type of
Yeah, yep. So when you first come into my office, they sign up, and you have my forms in your packet that you got. By the way, if anybody didn't get a packet, you can email me, and I'm happy to send you one via email so you have it, okay? There's not much in the packet for today. It's more for after the fact. But if you need a packet, email me. I'll send it out to you. So in my packet, there are my forms. And on the bottom of my form, it actually says any videos or photos taken I have permission to use to put on the internet. But I do tell them it's going on YouTube, so they're aware, okay? So the next thing I want to show you is how not to do videos. And this is how. So overproducing using a smartphone, keep it simple. You don't want to take on any big, huge camera. Don't do that. You scare them then. Doing multiple takes the first time is usually the best. Making the videos too long. So 45 seconds to a minute is ideal. Editing the video. Excuse me, you don't need to edit them. Bad sounds, you need to have a quiet area. You don't want to hear a drill going in the back. Shaky cameras, make sure you hold it nicely. You don't want to be like this. Framing vertically, you want to make sure you frame them this way, not horizontally. Not tagging the video, so when you do load them up to YouTube, which is very easy, you want to make sure you put the proper information in there, and not getting the patient to sign a release. Those are things you do not want to do. Real quick, so I'm going to show you a video. So part of our service to you with my product is we make a quarterly video for you that we release on YouTube. This is what we did for me.
We're delighted by our most recent 5-star review from one of our valued customers. Our team works hard to go the extra mile, so this type of review is very rewarding. It's obvious that reviews like this always make us smile, but it also serves as a reminder to us that it's imperative to provide the best service possible for our customers. We believe that our future success comes from the way we treat our customers today. 5-star reviews are great, but our goal is to keep earning those reviews. Let us prove to you why we deserve your 5-star review. We're glad you had a chance to come and visit us today. Please feel free to ask us any questions.
So I'll tell you, that was one of the first videos we ever did. And I, of course, was a test subject. So we changed it. Now it says patients instead of customers. So we've made some edits to it. But you get one of those every quarter with our system as well. They go to YouTube. It's not for people to view. I don't care if anybody watches it, but it's good for Google content. Google recognizes those videos. Okay? So step 3 is monitoring and moderating your online reputation. So this was a review. I went to Dr. Tao. This is a review for me. As a new patient, I did not have a good experience. He seems very money hungry. He told me he needs all the work I need done when I really do not. He said I needed all my fillings replaced because that my child could be born with disabilities if I didn't get him replaced. He also told me I needed braces when I had braces as a child. I will not be back. Now, I would never tell someone they have to get their fillings replaced because their kids will be born with disabilities. This was a crock. This is a legitimate patient. She's not a patient anymore, of course. But what she wrote was totally false. But I can't do anything about it. Yelp won't take it down. What are you gonna do? So the question I have for you is, they go online. I would not recommend this company to my worst enemy. So How do you handle a negative review? So my suggestion is to don't panic, relax, calm down and take a deep breath for 20 minutes. You should be fine. You may not be alive, but you should be fine. No, of course not. So what I would like you to do is keep calm and just keep swimming like Dory says. Keep calm and just keep swimming, okay? A bad review may spoil your breakfast, but it shouldn't spoil your lunch. Do not make it that big a deal. So my question is, do you respond or not? So I want to poll the room. How many people would respond to an online review? Raise your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll see if you change your mind in a second, okay? So I will tell you, there's one instance where you definitely want to respond, okay? If you do respond, it's, I'm sorry. That's what you want to say. I don't care what they write. If you do respond, I'm sorry or we're sorry. But you do definitely want to respond if you get a review on Facebook, or a comment on Facebook. So I will tell you, I was at a gala dinner. I left the office early, and this guy was in the office when I left, and I gave specific instructions to my team about what needed to be charged out, and they screwed up. So, hate to do this, but I have to. I know all the staff, and they do a great job, but every single time I've been there, and he's yelling this now, the charge quoted is never even close to what I get charged. Quoted 4 and charged bill was 8. That's 100. A tooth pull, which was actually almost falling out, was, I can't read that now, was another fiasco of improper billing. Seems like the bill doubles every single time I go there. And I was dressed in a tuxedo, and my wife forbid me from answering it. I go, I'm answering, I don't care what you say. So 30 minutes later, I responded, Jim, I will check it out when I go to the office and find out, I can't read that again, and see what the issue was. Not sure about billing on the extraction, should have not been charged any more than I've been stated. We'll follow up personally with you tomorrow, which I did, and fixed the problem for him, and he went back on his own. I didn't say anything to him. He went back on his own and responded that I fixed everything, all is good, sorry, doc. That's what you want to do if it's on social media. Not if you're on the regular internet. And here's why. That was a review from one of my clients in Hawaii. That was the worst experience I ever had at any dentist. What do they say about your office? Nothing. There's nothing specific here. This is a bad testimonial. Not a bad feedback, a bad testimonial. And what did I teach you about Yelp today that gives you a reason why to not say anything? No friends, 4 reviews. If they left it alone, it would have come down probably. But they answered it, and they didn't answer anything wrong. This is before they became a client of mine. And I'm not going to read it to you, but basically they said, we're sorry, and we hope you found a more reputable dentist that can provide you with the best care. Okay? But guess what? That response still pissed the patient off. And guess what happened? That one-liner went to that. And more, and that. That's why you don't want to respond to negative reviews online, because you can start a pissing war online, and you don't want to do that. So, here's another one. This is a friend of mine who doesn't listen to me. A 1-star review, stay away, he is a sadist. Again, bad review, okay? And he's got no friends and 3 reviews, but he needed to respond, and it wasn't that I'm sorry. He basically belittled the person. Look at this review. This is a response. You don't do this. You don't do this. I wanted to put another one in there, but it would have been too many screenshots. But this guy writes a book on every review, calling them out, moron, calling them every word under the sun. It was a dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina. I couldn't believe it. So if you do respond to a negative review, if you don't believe me and want to do it, so of those people who raised their hand, who's going to continue to respond to reviews, not on social media, but online? Raise your hand. I think you raised your hand over there somewhere. You going to do it again? No, of course not. Thank you. So if you do respond, explain why the situation happened. Don't write angry rebuttals. Take a deep breath, count to 10 like you tell your husband to do. Do not include your business name or your website in the rebuttal. It's we or the business. Do remain calm and use it as a learning experience. Unfortunately, we can't please everyone. It's bound to happen. I actually told you, I think negative reviews make the real ones look real. So 1 or 2 negatives can be helpful, and you want to use the feedback constructively. Every time I go there, the hygienist runs late. What does that tell you? The hygienist ran late. Be on time. So this is a limousine company in Philadelphia. I had to look for a limousine company because my front desk person fell and broke her knee and couldn't drive. So I went online and I just found this. I needed to show this to you. This is Dave's limousine. This is an older slide because Dave had a score of 2 out of 30. That's a 0 basically. And on Yelp, 2 stars, 20 reviews. Yellow Pages, 2 stars and 6 reviews. So let me ask you this. If you were in Philadelphia looking for a limousine company, how many of you would call Dave? Nobody would. Of course not. That's what it looks like when you're a dentist. If you have that same stuff, you're in trouble. So how a bad review can be good for your business? Well, it identifies areas of improvement. You're running late, fix it. Bad reviews or misspelled reviews make them look real, like I said. Makes you more competitive, and it gives you an opportunity to turn your critics into your biggest fans, because you fixed their problem. So I got a review. The very first review I ever got, guys, was from Demand Force. The very first review. The dentist is not sensitive to my needs. He doesn't listen. And this was back in 2008 or 9, and I didn't listen. I wasn't a good listener back then. And I needed to improve myself. My wife says I'm not a listener anyway, but that's beside the point. So I selective hearing for her. But the point I'm trying to make is I read that review and I wanted to show my shoe through the screen because I was pissed off. But I called the patient, I apologized, and now she's like my best friend because I listened to what she said. So turn your critics into your fans. A perfect business isn't one with perfect reviews. It's one that deals with reviews and feedback perfectly. So this is what we do when you get reviews from us. We alert you with an email. This is what it looks like. You find out where the review came from. This person put her review on Yelp and Yahoo. We also send you a review if you get a negative review, and we put them on hold so we don't show them. So we're also managing it by holding back those negative reviews. We give you permission on what to do with those. We give you the ability to do what you want with those reviews. Anything below 4 stars, 3, 2, or 1 is considered negative in our system. We also send you a text message when you get a new review. And just so you know, I haven't touched my phone once, but since I've been here, I get all my text messages when my clients get reviews. It all comes to me, and I've gotten 14 text messages since I've been here with my clients getting reviews around the country. So I track everything for my clients. If I see reviews coming through that are not really good or they're really short, I will text you back or email them and say, you gotta fix these, this is not good. So we let you know where the reviews are found. We indicate where they're found. You can share them on Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus on this page as well. This is what your page looks like. We give you a little overview of where your reviews are. So here I had 1,516 reviews. I have 50,000 visitors to my website in the last year or so. That's how many people look at my reviews online. How many you have in the last 30 days? How many are good? How many are bad? We give you this access to this. Where the reviews are found, you can click on each page and read them. And what your happy customers are saying, what your unhappy customers are saying. You have access to all of this. So there are some dark side of reviews, and I want to spend a few minutes talking about what can actually be bad for you. So, patient sues dentist for charging him for bad reviews. Patient suing a dentist. So the story behind this was Dr. Stacy Mahivanik, who looks like that, got a negative review from a patient, and the patient signed what's called a mutual privacy agreement that gave the practice copyright over anything written online about it. And the patient signed this document, which said, I will charge you if you leave me a bad review, and she did. And it made national news, and this woman is out of business now because of that. She got such bad press, the Streisand effect as we call it, that she went out of business. So do not, 1, charge a patient. Do not make them sign this mutual privacy agreement. Okay? Bad, bad, worse. She's out of business, she's gone. More people were commenting about her body and her picture than anything else. I mean, ridiculous. So this happened to a dentist in Philadelphia. One of my colleagues was signing the patients having signed the same agreements, and got unlucky that he found a patient who wrote articles for the internet. And this was an article written in a magazine called Ars Technica, or a website called Ars Technica. And it went viral. And this was back in 2011, I think, and all these negative reviews started cropping up from the guy. They weren't even his patients, but it ruined his reputation on Google, and he still hasn't recovered. So do not have your patients sign anything like this. It's from a company called Medical Justice. Stay far, far away from this company. So Portland dentist sues patient over internet posts. This is a dentist suing a patient over a bad review. Now, I went online and read the reviews when this happened. They weren't that bad, but do not do this. And he sued him for like $300,000. $300,000 in damages. Are you kidding me? Dumb. Stupid. Angry parent launches Facebook attack on California dentist. So this was a pediatric dentist, Dr. Dove. And the story behind this is that the kid went in for a sedation procedure, didn't work. The kid had a horrible experience. I mean, crying, blood everywhere, it was bad. And the father of the dentist, Chris Cook his name is, launched this Facebook attack. We hate Dr. Dove, Bakersfield dentist. 300 people signed up. They put pictures of look like kids with handprints on their face, petechiae in their eyes from crying so much. It was bad for this dentist. Well, Facebook took that down because they don't advocate hate. And they came up with Bakersfield dentist, Dr. Dove does not rock. Does not rock is what he called it. They took that one down. And then they came up with, let's investigate Dr. Dove. He kept on coming back for more. The story behind this was they didn't give access to the doctor. The doctor couldn't comment because of HIPAA. And it turned out that only 3 members of the group were actually his patients. And this destroyed his reputation as well. So you have to be careful. And this is at Bakersfield Dentist Does Not Rock. That's the website. So you do not want to pay for reviews. You don't want to go to Fiverr and pay people $5 to leave a review. That will get caught as well. They'll be like Pinocchio and they'll take them down. So you do not want to do that as well. Stillwater dentist claims competitor posted false online reviews. This was a dentist, and the orthodontist went online and left a bad review for the dentist because he took a weekend Invisalign course. And he didn't think that was fair, so he left a bad review on. And this is a lawsuit now. First off, it's bad to do that, but it's also bad for the lawsuit. This is bad stuff. Samsung posts fake reviews and enters Reputation Hall of Shame. Samsung posted bad reviews for iPhone on their boards. Do not do that, guys. Okay, have some common sense. I do want to talk to you about an alert program called Google Alerts that will alert you to when something's written about you online. So this is what it looks like. It's google.com/alerts. It's a content detection and notification system that will let you know when something appears online about your business. So you need to just keep abreast of what's going on, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And here's the alert, search query. You put what you want. So my name, my office name, my staff name, anything you want. And you quickly create an alert. And when something appears online, it sends you an email. So I had done an article, or excuse me, a video or audio story on trauma to teeth during sporting events. And they made it to CBS Local, and they put it on there. So it's an alert anytime something's said about me online, I find out about it. So what are some best practices for online reviews? So it's imperative that you institute an online review process in your office. It needs to be part of your everyday business. Review process must be simple. Your reviews can help your Google ranking. The more reviews, more citations is a better ranking, more revenue. Best way to overcome a bad review is to overwhelm them with good reviews. So the best defense against a negative review is more positive reviews. The larger body of reviews is a good insurance policy. Reviews need to be real. Learn the terms of service of every review site. So Google will encourage you to ask patients. You can't leave them in the office. Yelp doesn't want you to ask patients. Dr. Google, if you pay them and you stop paying them, they take them down. So you have to read each terms and conditions site. Like I said, on Yelp, if you get a Yelp review, if they're not a patient of yours, a physical patient of yours, they can take those down. So be aware of the terms and conditions of all the websites. Do not own your reviews, so don't have them sign that mutual privacy agreement. Overacting can make a review worse, and vigilance is the best way to deal with a bad review, so set up Google Alerts. Think of the reviews as a tool for your practice, not a hindrance. They can bring you great success. You can actually help out other small businesses that you go to and leave a review for them, they may do one in return for you. And again, goodwill might spread back to you, as we say, karma. So the perfect reputation marketing strategy is this. All your staff trained on protecting your reputation. Your office becomes a reputation culture. Get a reputation strategy to get reviews fast. Build your reputation, position yourself as a market leader. Monitor and get alerts on new reviews every day. Have a mobile app to collect reviews. Create a survey and feedback pages for them to leave it. Create reports to actually look at what the results are. Share reviews to your website and blog. Repost the reviews to Facebook, Google, and Twitter. And generate reviews for syndication. So, reputation leads the way, and I'm gonna help you protect your reputation one review at a time. So what are they saying about you online? In conclusion, your reputation is your most valuable asset. The old school way of asking for reviews is no longer working. You do have control. So start taking control from your patients and make reputation a priority. You need to make a culture in your office. Ask your happy patients to provide you with feedback about their experiences. It's all about the verbiage. Diversify reviews all over the internet, so you have them all over the place. Use your reviews to differentiate yourself from your competitors and watch the patients roll in. So I do have a blog, and that blog is called reputationmattersblog.com. It's purely informational. There's no sales going on. I don't like to sell things like that. But it's how to deal with reviews, it's review stories, anything related to reputation, I talk about it. If you want information on my software, you want pricing or anything, stop by my booth, it's right out here. I'm gonna be here today, I'm gonna be there tomorrow, I'm gonna probably be here on tomorrow night too, if you catch me away from the seminar. I really appreciate you spending time with me. We actually finished with about 3 minutes early, which is good. I wanna show you real quick that video testimonial that I talked about, which I actually took out, but it would have been perfect in here. Bear with me a second while I get it. Just so you can kind of see the difference it makes, because it does make a huge difference. This is a little longer than I like it to be. I took it out of there too. Okay, one more all day, here we go. It's definitely in this one because I have time. So this is a little longer than I like it to be, but this was an older patient, her name is Jean, and she had a strange attraction to me. She would come up and she would hug me and rub up against me, and it was weird. And she didn't want to do the review at first, and I kind of batted in my eyelashes and said, please do it, it would really be helpful to me. So this is the result. Jean literally refused. And then she said, okay, I'll do it. And this is what came about. Check this out.
Good.
Hi, my name is Jean. I knew that I needed new dentures several years ago, but because of fear and whatever was in my head, I needed to find the right dentist. Lo and behold, I read about Dr. Tao in Philadelphia Magazine, and then several months later was online and found him there. After reading about him, I thought, well, this is the guy that maybe can help me. I made an appointment, walked in the office, and as soon as I walked in the office, his staff was so kind and friendly. Then I got to meet Dr. Tao, and look at me now. He made me new dentures. He pulled my bottom teeth. I was so nervous about that, but he did it comfortably, painlessly, and he understood my anxiety the day that I had to have it done. Dr. Tao is compassionate, patient. He let me have my input as to what I wanted and how I wanted to look. And he waved his magic wand, and look what he did for me. I have a great smile. I have more confidence. I feel that Dr. Leonard Tao is the best in his field. His knowledge and his expertise puts him up there above the top. So if you're thinking about a dentist, if you're afraid of the dentist, don't be. Don't wait. Come and see Dr. Tao. You won't be sorry.
So she made one during the, I literally started crying on that video because I couldn't believe what I just got here. I mean, it went from nothing to something, and that got on Google, and literally within a couple days was on the first page. So I'm gonna put up my contact information for you. I'll answer any questions anybody has. I wanna put that back up, and there's my contact information. I'm very easily gotten a hold of. We literally are at 1 hour and 30 minutes exactly now. I really appreciate you spending this time for me. I hope you guys learned something.